Okay, Mr. Mitchler, Kevin Dye here, Dye Painting. I'm just going to start at the top and I'll walk through what we usually do on properties like this, since we do about 9 million of these a year. Obviously, it's a little wear and tear, not a big deal. I like to trench the dirt out so that I can paint down, so that when we do push the dirt back, it actually has the appearance, you don't have a line in the wood. All this would need to be nails resunk, sanded, repainted. This does, in fact, like you said, look to be the standard Oxford brown of the area. But easy stuff. I do like the fact that the stem wall, as in this concrete on the bottom, was not painted. Unfortunately, it usually is, and that makes for interesting times because no matter what you do, it's going to flake. So 2 coats of paint. We use Kelly Moore. We use the best stuff we can get. We do like to do what they did here, which painters call wrapping, to make it seem as if it was one actual board that was painted on all sides. We caulk in stuff like that. We do all the butt joints. We also take a lot of time with the top of these posts because the top is where you get most of the wear. So basically these eaves look like you got some mold in there, but not a big deal. We bleach that stuff out. I would basically bleach it out, and I would use, instead of a water-based, I would use an oil-based product. That'll help repel some of the water and the mold. Longevity is a lot longer when you use that stuff. And we also like to caulk in all this stuff here like they did. Whatever's not caulked, we caulk in. I also like to paint these. Obviously we don't paint that, and we don't paint the actual dials. I like to paint that and make it like blend in so you don't notice this old gray galvanized thing. Pretty basic stuff. Again, up in here, there, get out of that sound line. There you go. Up in there, a lot of mold, a lot of bleach work. I would suggest oil-based product. I would not try to use any water-based Cabot. Oil-based is pretty much my standard up here. I have a rather large clientele. I do a lot of work up here. I have a lot of references if need be. And I've just learned that if you use water-based anything on this stuff, you're going to be fixing it within a year or two, and it's really not worth it. Dot mold, standard for the area. Bleached off when we pressure wash. Pressure washing is very important on anything that we do. I do not like to do any work without pressure washing. These here, we really can't do much about those, but once it's painted, you won't see it. I might take a sander to some of them, see if I can knock them down. I do plugs. I drill a plug and fix woodpecker holes. So if you guys ever have any of those in the future, you can feel free to let me know and we can come fix them. It's a little easier. I don't know what you really want to do with this, like a lot of this lattice board here. We'll leave that. We'll discuss it later. Bare wood underneath here, I would probably suggest a pressure wash, and then we just stain it with a stain that's under the eaves. I know it's underneath here. You're probably not doing a lot of entertaining. If cost is an issue, I can understand why you might not want to do it, but it will prolong the life of the wood, because this area here, as you can see, when the water comes through, it drips onto the bottom. That's going to start mold, as in we have some cracking and mold right there. It just kind of helps with the longevity. These guys obviously would be painted in Oxford, or whatever our trim is, in case you decide to not use Oxford. I believe you said you would, you'd like to. So body, I paint in these silver air duct vents so that they build into the house. You don't see them as much. Not a whole lot of craziness here. I like working on houses that are at least 1 or 1.5 stories. Seems like this summer has been the summer of ladders. We spent a lot of time very high up, 32 foot and plus. We do everything underneath. We take it all the way up, just like you're supposed to. Up in here, I don't know, some of this wood, we could pressure wash it out and decide if you want to stain under here. This looks like, no matter, truthfully, I'd like to make the money, but I think at this point, this is what the other wood under the other deck is going to look like. This wasn't stained underneath, and there's not a whole lot we can do to clean that out. That just kind of is what it is at this point. I use a opaque stain rather than a paint on all deck boards. and a lot of this stuff. It tends to stick, it doesn't flake, and it is tough stuff. This is going to be a hard thing to get rid of. So my suggestion would actually be to go with that Oxford brown color that the railing is. I match it in the stain. I would suggest we do something of the like here, because nothing that I do is going to bring this wood back other than a solid pressure wash, a lot of bleach, scrape out as much of the track lines as we can, and just basically kind of go at it that way. Put the Oxford brown opaque stain, use it on all the railing, all the trim, and go at it through here and see if we can I can clean this up. We resync any screws that might need it. Here's a wiggler right there. We resync screws as we go. All this was replaced. So my suggestion on this, in my humble opinion, oil-based stain. Don't look back. Oil-based stain this whole thing. Pick a nice dark color, or even a nice light color, but oil-based stain this whole thing, because this will, I can probably bleach it out to be close to those boards, but the idea with this is we want to get this so that it is longevity. Again, I can't say that word enough. This is not cheap to do, as you probably already found out, and doing it all, I would just wrap it. I would probably take the stain, since I can clean this wood up, and I would stain to roughly probably this board, so that it has a natural patch. So from basically here on, it has just this stained appearance, and then we could use the opaque or solid stain here and match all that. Of course, the railing would all be sanded where need be on the tops, caulked in areas like this, and then it would be painted with the Oxford brown. Again, in here, that is some dry wood. It needs stain. As all the eaves, I'd suggest bleaching, oil-based stain. Walls, we use Kelly-Moore low sheen paint. It has a little bit of a shine, not very much, but that shine dies down rather quickly, and it repels water. I've been using it for years up here. It is the flagship. It's the best they make. Then I would try to clean some of this up. All these like little joints would all be caulked in. All this stuff caulked in. Windows masked, obviously, so they look really good. A big thing is going to be those posts, like I said, on the top of them. I would take this gutter and I would paint this downspout into the building so that it just kind of comes up and it looks like it's part of the building. I'd even get in and caulk all these areas here. Pretty much what we do every week. What's this door look like? And that's pretty much the end of my bid. There you go. This door looks like it needs some love, so I'd suggest either taking it the trim color of the house, or we can pretty much figure that out as well. When we pressure wash, we do the gutters, we clean those out, and we clean off the roof too. And then if need be, we can discuss the shed. It looks pretty good, but some people like to paint it in so that the whole place matches. So I can add that a la carte as well. So hopefully this video finds you well. Hopefully this explains a little bit what we do. I will go ahead and shut this gate. I will go ahead and send this up to you, or down to you, and you feel free to give me a call. We are booking rather quickly. I have a limited amount of slots for the remainder of the year, and we're very blessed. So if it is something that you would like us to do, please let us know as quickly as you can, and we'll put you in the books. We don't need money up front or anything of the like, but if you want us to do it, please let us know. And then obviously that chimney up there would be pressure washed and painted in too. I see the color cargo. I see cargo on this building. Just from my point of view, it's a very beautiful, like kind of a tannish, not a lot of peachy or pink rose colored like this. It's just a nice tan that goes amazingly well with Oxford brown. So again, hope this finds you well. Talk soon.